Okay, I'm just waiting to make sure I am live and it's working. So I am opening, I just got my new paint order and there are a couple of projects I want to do like actually in our home. So I've been waiting for this and I thought I'd open it with you guys. I did leave, I kind of forget what I order. So this is kind of like all exciting. So I am loving this new paint line that, you guys, it's a primer, a paint, and a top coat all in one. All in one. It's like the most amazing thing. The last couple of pieces that I did, dressers that I did, I used this. I have a blog post about it too. I should have probably linked that as well. And I can do that after I get off here. But if you are somebody that wants to start flipping furniture or have furniture pieces in your home, or you're somebody that has done this for a while and you're like, there has got to be a way to cut down on the time or the process. It's primer, paint, and top coat all in one product, you guys. It's like unbelievable. So, and I've really enjoyed the colors I've used so far. I'm sorry, I forgot that all this is like this, so I'm gonna open all this while I'm talking to you. So the colors aren't what do I want to say? They have like the chalk paint that I've used, chalk mineral paint that I've used from them forever. I still love that too, and we'll still use that. But this just cuts down on the, do you guys understand? Like, I'm so excited. You just have to use this. This is it. Like, clean your piece, obviously, and then you just use this, and like, you don't have to, you know, a couple coats. I did reach out to my contact on Dixie Belle because I got a lot of questions about, should I add a top coat? Like, should I? And she's like, I don't know why people are adding it. There are some, they do have this new like extra coat or something they're calling it. She said literally it's scratch proof, kid proof. They don't need to add a top coat, but if you're worried about it or have like a piece that you're really, you know, like you set things on a lot, you could always add another top coat, but they package these really well, but you do not need to. So I'm thinking like maybe like a coffee table type of thing where you're, or like an end table maybe in a living room where you're setting things down, you know, a lot. Oh my gosh, I forgot I got that too. Okay, so let me just see. Okay, so this stuff, I didn't leave a link to a lot of this. So if you want to link to something else that I didn't link above, is the Boss. So this is like, it will make sure that nothing seeps through, right? So it will like stains, odors, and all of that. So this is for like their original chalk mineral paint. I always have this on hand, the Boss. Always, always, always. It's like the best stuff. Okay. And I got some new colors. So, okay, this looks black. So this one's called Deep Sea. Can you guys see? I thought, is this a navy? But I think I wanted it to be black, and I think it is black on the, so I grabbed that color. Salt water. So this wasn't, is this their white? This is not like their white in this line, but this is kind of just a different white paint. You can't go wrong with white, but if you're flipping furniture to sell, the pieces that I have recently done that have sold the fastest, like within a half an hour, not kidding, have been darker color pieces, which is so fun. I did a dark green piece recently. I did a black, like a black, true black piece. And then I did kind of a black piece that kind of looked a little bit darker gray, or kind of had a, you know, depending on the light, less than a half an hour. The white piece that I had, it took a few days. So that's crazy. I love that because it's just fun to use new colors and not always do, you know, white on everything. So this is, I love a flat top coat. Again, I would use this on when I'm using their regular paint. I just love the flat, especially for like in our house. I just like the flat look, so there's no sheen to it. So I always have a flat top coat on hand. Oh my gosh. This is a good color. This is called Hampton Olive. It's green, but like kind of beige green. So that's really pretty. I really like that color. Green's my favorite, so I'm kind of partial to. This is called Wharf. This kind of has a green gray to it. Can you see that? That's pretty. I don't, like I said, sometimes I don't remember what I ordered, so I'm like, Oyster. This will probably be a favorite. Look at that. It's kind of a creamy, beigey. I don't know if you guys can tell. This will probably be a favorite color for me. Oyster. I don't think no, I wouldn't use that one. Okay, and then this is White Cap. So this is probably more like a true white. Is this going to be able to show you the difference? Probably not. So this is the saltwater. That's why when I picked this up, I said, I don't think this is like the true white, but this White Cap is more of a true white. And this is all, I just want to make sure I'm telling you right. This is all the all-in-one. Primer, paint, and top coat. One can. That's all you need, you guys. It's all you need. I did grab. I love a good blush pink color. And this is Conch. Look at this color, you guys. So pretty. That's a really good blush color. Sometimes you can't. We're kind of doing a little makeover in our bathroom. And so I went to look out some paint colors for the walls. It's this wood thing that I think we're going to do on the wall. And, yeah, picking out paint colors, it's always fun. It's one of my favorite things to do, but there's some tricks of the trade to make sure you're getting the right color. The reason I just said that is because sometimes a blush pink, it's hard to find a good blush pink. You know what I mean? Nothing that's too pink, nothing that's too peach. This looks really pretty too. This is called Bay Breeze. It's kind of got like a bluish, like a faint robin's egg color, but maybe a little more gray. So that's really pretty. And then Anchor. So this would be more of a true black. Let me see what this was. This was Deep Sea. So you could, there you can kind of tell the difference. So yeah, I always have black on hand, obviously white on hand, some kind of gray. And then you guys, I always grab a bunch of these. They're $3. And when you are applying a top coat, like over a different one, these are the easiest things to apply a top coat. I've seen people paint with these. They're just a blue sponge. Matt actually used it for the first time the other day. I thought these were, and he's like, that is so much easier, especially with the top coat. So they're just a sponge, and then you just dip it in. And I've shared I've shared a reel and a video on this, but these are a game changer, and they're $3. They are $3. So, and you can depending on what product you're using on here, you can reuse them. When our heat clicks on, the door shuts. So you definitely can wash them depending on what you're using on them. Obviously, if you use like a stain or something, that's harder to get out. And then I did get a black glaze. Because a glaze is really easy to use. You can always use a wax, but a glaze is so easy when you just want to like darken. It's not even darken, but sometimes when I get it, and it always depends on the piece of furniture, but sometimes when I paint a piece of furniture, no matter what the color, white, not black usually, but like even some grays, greens, blues, all of them. And I have all of these on my website. Sometimes it's just too like stark, or it's just too blue, or it's too green. And I just want to add a little more character, like charm to the color, if you know what I mean. A glaze is an easy way. It's more, can you hear that? It's more liquid than like a wax, an antique wax would be. But it's just going to give you that little bit of something else over a color when you think it's just too stark, or it's just too, you know what I mean? Like you just need a little extra something to darken the color. So this is drop cloth. This is absolutely one of my favorite colors from Dixie Belle paint. And this is a small one. I thought I got a bigger one, but I love this color. And I also love theirs. It's Sandbar, which is kind of like this, but a little darker. But this is where it's at. These kind of creams and beige and kind of that grayish color. Not really gray. I'm more on the beige side. That's kind of what we're doing in the bathroom. It's what I have around our whole house. So I love this color. If somebody said, what, you know, like what's your favorite color or what's a good creamy drop cloth, Sandbar though is a really close second. Okay, so that's everything I got, but I just want to share, okay, I'm just going to lift this up now that I don't have a box. I'm just so excited about this because your projects will be done in half the time with this. They have, here. Okay, they have tons of colors. And Dixie, they have tons of products, just like all the other, but tons of products. I love it. Here is their silk line colors that they do have. Okay, I'm just looking at the Sun-Kissed and it's like, I don't see a color there. That's why I had to just look at that. Here is the colors that they do have. Is that the one I got? Now I want to try Cactus. It's a lot like the olive that I got, but look at oh my gosh. This will be on my next order for sure. I just love that like kind of dark green. But these are the colors that they have in the silk line. So you'll definitely find, yeah, and you see this is the Deep Sea I was sharing, and then this is the Anchor. They're very similar, but yet not. And once you get them on a piece of furniture, they're not the same, right? Like you can totally tell a difference. But this stuff, just so you know, okay, so silk all-in-one, I'm just gonna share this. Primer, stain blocker, top coat, mildew resistant finish, UV resistant, water resistant. It is the silk all-in-one mineral paint that's creamy self-leveling one-step paint. So I have shared before how to get rid of brush strokes with the water, the spray bottle water. And with this, you don't really want to use that because it's a self-leveling and you don't really need to use it. I'm just telling you guys, if you are looking to cut your project time down, if you are a newbie that's kind of scared about all the steps, priming, then I have to paint, then I have to top coat, get yourself, just get one can. Just get one can of this. They come in different sizes. That's a question I get a lot of times. Do I need so this is the 8 ounce. This is 16. I just want to make sure I'm telling you guys right before I say yes. Okay, so this is the 8 ounce. This is the 16 ounce. And then I could have grabbed it. It's back and they have like a 32 ounce that's bigger. Depending on your piece and the color you're going with, what color you're trying to cover up, those kinds of things, this will do an entire piece of furniture and you should have some left. I can't say that across the board that it's always going to be like that because obviously every piece is different. Some do have bleed through, some, you need another coat, but if you're using the Boss, if you don't have the silk, that won't happen. And then, this, it's because it's got the primer in there. This definitely will do, the 16 ounce will definitely do a piece of furniture and then some. It just, like I said, it just depends on your piece of furniture. You want to make sure that you're prepping it right and you're doing all of that makes a huge difference. That's like the biggest, don't skip those steps because that will make the biggest difference on your piece. Yep. Does the silk come in different? Yeah, because I think I picked my sizes. So the silk should come in different sizes. Yep. Yes, Gail, to be completely honest, so when I first started my furniture flipping, not knowing what it was, journey, I was just trying to get furniture on the cheap to decorate our home. And so I was using like wall paint, whatever we had. Like if we had painted this, back in our first house. If we had painted a wall in white and I found a dresser, I would just use the wall paint. Not to say that you can't do that and you can't DIY your own paint. I've seen a lot of people do that, but if I would have had this back in the day, do you know how much time, tears, sweat, and just like, so you've only seen the 16 ounce. Okay, I thought for sure when I was ordering, but maybe it could have been this. And then I ordered this in the wrong size. So it could have been just this or the glaze maybe. Maybe the glaze comes in different sizes. But I thought the silk came in different sizes. But maybe it's only in the 16 ounce. And if you're just a newbie or you're just trying this out for the first time, I would definitely say get the 16 ounce because you will for sure have enough. So it would really stink if you had like an 8 ounce smaller one. And then you get halfway through or something, or you need another coat and you need more paint. So definitely the 16 ounce will get you through a piece of furniture for sure. So yeah, Angie, just check. I thought for, like I said, it could have been the other things I was ordering that comes in different sizes. So, but I would highly recommend it. I just watched your video with you using the berry basket. Oh, and the blueberry Yes, I found that last year, that berry basket, Janet. That was last year while we were out of town, actually, at a, we found this amazing yard sale. And I can't remember if I said that in that video, but we still have a minivan, but we got like a, kind of like an SUV car. The minivan can hold so much and our kids. And so we didn't have the minivan on that trip, and there were some chairs. There was so much more I would have brought home, but we just didn't have the room, which stinks. I was like, oh my gosh. I said I'd take so much more, but I couldn't get. Well, do you have a list of your favorites from Dixie Belle? Do you want me to? That's actually, I could totally put together a, like a blog post, just kind of a reference point for that, because I definitely do have my favorites. I could go over favorite colors, favorite products, things that I honestly will not live without, for sure. Like they'll always be in my stockpile of stuff for projects. So yes, that's something. Thank you. See, I love those kinds of questions because that tells me that, like, yeah, I should do that. I should definitely, because I'm sharing it all the time. So Karen, I will get you the link to that. Terry, I've never used Dixie Belle. How do the prices compare to DIY? So you're talking about like a DIY chalk paint. That I'm not sure because I don't make my own. So definitely just check the link and see what you think and to see because I'm not sure. Yes, glazes are so good because like when I first started using antique wax, and you'd have like that, you know, that tough brush. I know there's a name for it and I can't think of it right now, but I was like, this is an arm workout. Like you're getting it on and then you're kind of rubbing it off. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And then when I discovered glazes, it kind of gives you the same look. I mean, I know they're different, but yet it gives you the same look in a lot less work, I feel like. So yes, Janet, isn't that a pretty color? This conch color. We incorporated a blush pink into Gabrielle's bedroom makeover, and it's so funny. So she likes to, like I was picking out paint for the bathroom, and so she wanted to see what colors I had come down with, and she looks for houses all the time, and so she's just this little, and we've been shopping together, like on the weekends we'll go to Home Goods and stuff, and she kind of goes around it. And so for a while, we did her bedroom makeover. We wallpapered for the first time. Like, it's so cute. She loved it. And then it was like the next year, she's like, well, maybe we could add some navy and do something. And I'm like, we're not doing this all over again, but you are so my daughter. You are so my daughter. But we were just in, where were we? Bed Bath & Beyond. I have not been in that store forever, this weekend. And she was kind of looking at different things. And she said, you know, Mom, if I were to do my bedroom over again, I think I still would keep some of this color in there. And I'm like, okay, good. But she's so my kid. Oh, let's just redo it all over in a totally different thing a year later. So yeah. It's a Dixie Belle paint that has the primer, paint, and top coat in one. Oyster kind of looks translucent. Is this one oh, then I just picked that up. I don't know if that's just probably maybe from the light. It looks like a really good color though. See, I thought it was kind of similar to the drop cloth that I love. Oh, it's definitely more gray though. So this is a good way to kind of see the difference. Hold them up to other things. Okay, I'm just kind of going through to see if you guys have any other questions. Thank you so much, Janet. When you guys sprinkle the videos and share the videos, it helps so much. So I appreciate that so much. Thank you. I don't think I can see when you share. So I appreciate that if you're doing that. Thank you so much. Okay, so let me get down here. Okay, somebody used a color. Wait. I just saw somebody used, oh, I want to see. Okay, wait, oh my gosh. Okay. I bought a dresser that needs fixing and painting. It's doable. I have a furniture flipping course that I put together that takes you from start to finish that I have for you, that if you're interested in that, but if it needs some fixing and painting, it's doable. I used a size jar and did my entire bedroom suite and 2 bathroom cabinets. That works great. Dixie Belle, the best paint I've ever used. Linda, so did you use the 16 ounce, not the 8 ounce, I'm not thinking. Or maybe you used the 32. But she did her entire bedroom suite. So I'm just thinking a dresser and maybe some nightstands. I'm not sure. And 2 bathroom cabinets with this size. It works great. Dixie Belle's the best paint I've ever used. Yeah. So when you're using the right paint, like back in the day when I was using wall paint, I'm like 16 coats later, I'm like, oh, this drawer just won't cover. Like I didn't know what I was doing at all. But when you find like the products, here's the thing. Now so if this costs a little more than using the wall paint, but it's going to cut down on the time and it's going to give you a better result, time we can't get back. We cannot get back time. So I am always looking for it, no matter what it is. It's not even just painting furniture, but in my life, anything that saves me time, because you just can't get that back. So it's worth the little extra money to me to, get this if it's going to cut back hours of me doing a project, if that makes sense. And if you're flipping for profit, that's smart business. Like, if you're going to take 8 hours to do a dresser and this will cut it down to 4, depending on what it is and what you're doing, if it needs repair or those kinds of things. I mean, it's just smart business too. So Gail, I will get you the link to the salve. Okay, Angie just looked and it comes in 16 ounce and 32 ounce. Okay. So maybe that was because I swear I had to choose a size before I could put it in my cart. Silk. It is silk. And I left the link to the paint and the link to these sponges, which are $3 and you need them, in the description. So you can see the description now while I am live, or when I get off, you'll see it in the description. So all of the links are up there for you. So all the tried and true products you love, that's a great idea. Yeah, like Jana, there is a post that I do have on my website that, for certain products that I will always talk about and share, everything from the bars we love to, like a tool and things that we use. But I think a Dixie Belle one would be a good one to. Hello, Kathy from Virginia. Oh, William, a favorites list would be a great, thanks. Okay, I will do that. Terry, DIY brand paints. I'm assuming you're making, or that's like a brand. Okay, $13 for 8 ounce. She is Janet. Okay, so to be completely honest, she's just like her dad. Gabrielle is just like her dad. Like Landon is just like me. Like personality-wise and the things he does. It's so funny. You have two kids that were raised, you know, same house and everything, and how one is totally like the, you know, one parent. But she is like, when she said that about the room, I'm like, oh no. She has seen me change things up in our house like all the time, right? On a budget, but changing it. And so I about died when when she's like, Mom, let's do it different this year. And I went to Matt and I'm like, I mean, I love that she wants to do that, but we're not doing that. Okay, Angie, you used oyster yesterday and it's sort of gray. Okay. Is it like a grayish? You know how it's kind of got like gray beige, or is it gray? I mean, either way, it's very pretty. It's definitely, Terry, that stuff, you will love it. Southern California, good morning. No, like some of these paints, did they say, you guys, I'm researching and looking up things all the time. And so sometimes, I want to say it was metal. I have only used it on wood, like on dressers, you know, like furniture. But I swear somewhere where it said, let me see. I won't take up all your time and try to look through this. I should read some of this for you. So I think this is for wood. Remove any wax before getting started. Degloss all pieces with a light scuff sanding. So no matter what, I encourage, or I always say, do a light scuff sanding, just because it's just, you're going to get a better outcome. Allow 4-hour dry time for first coat. Stays looking new longer and requires fewer coats. Excellent durability. Washable for an easy to clean finish. Water, mildew, and grease resistant. 21 to 30 day cure time. So that's kind of normal for any of these paints. And that just basically means, like inside the course, I give you a, what do I want to say? Like a form to give to people if you're selling furniture, that will kind of tells them, oh, this is how you care for your piece, and this is how you, so the cure time is, you know, before you start giving it a lot of wear and putting a ton of things on it, let it cure over that many, they say 21 to 30 days, before you start like really heavily using it. So we add that into that course too, so you kind of have a form, a little thing to give to people that are buying your pieces. And you can spray this. It says you use 1 ounce of, it's Floetrol, right? Is that how you say it? Per 16 ounce silk mineral paint if using a sprayer. So you can spray it. Yeah, so it did, I swear someplace just, it was a metal and wood. To be completely honest, depending on what the metal was, like, I would just try it. So that's how I do things. If it was something metal, like I'm just thinking like a decor piece or something that I would like hang on the wall. If this is the paint that I had on there and I wanted to paint it, I would definitely try it and see. It's not something I'm going to be like setting things on or hitting or whatever, hanging on the wall. I would. No, so Mary Beth, the silk line has different colors, and I'm sure like over time they'll get more colors in there. But drop cloth, it's so good. So is the sandbar. If you should check out that color too. So no, drop cloth is not in the silk, not in the silk. I think they will start doing that. Shared. Thank you so much for sharing the video. Thank you. Ooh, a secretary and a pedestal table. Start with, are you new to flipping furniture? Are you new to painting furniture? I have a couple of pieces I'm going to do, a secretary and a pedestal table. I would tell you to start with the pedestal table. But those are fun pieces. Angie, okay, so it is more of a gray, so that makes me happy. Yeah, I do love that color. Yeah, I would say the silk paint is better for wood. Yeah, like, I mean, I wouldn't, like I have done, can you see it? Like that metal cabinet right there, it was like your regular, like the brown cabinets it's metal. Did we? Gosh, I would have to ask Matt. I can't remember if that was just like a can of spray paint or if we put paint in a sprayer and sprayed it. But so like right now I'm just thinking, if I had a piece like that I would try and find like a spray can color. They're just not that great of colors. Like, but you definitely, this is killing me because I swear some of this is, maybe it's not the silk line. It's probably not the silk line is for metal, but Janet, you just made my morning. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And it's truly like I'm passionate about this and I want to help as many people as I can. And yeah, you will definitely get the reel here. Oh my gosh. I don't know how. I mean, it would be hard to keep up with not being, anything other than that. I'd get things messed up all the time. Oh, yeah, Debbie's DIY paint, I am not. Jamie Ray uses? Yeah, I'm not familiar with those people. So, okay. There's so many paints and lines out there. I have tried many, but I have not heard of that one. So, yeah, I would definitely give the silk line a try. I love Dixie, just like the normal, like I said, the chalk mineral paint. I love that and will continue using it, but I have just been super impressed with the silk line and making it all in one. So I just have less to do. It's just one can. What I love is that you open up one can, you turn on your radio. Oh my gosh, my kids would be like, Mom, you turn on your podcast or you turn on your music or whatever it is. And then you have one can, you put your coat on, you go do something else. And then, it says 4 hours later, you come back and it's just one can, and then you don't have to like open another can. Okay, the primer's on, now I've got to wait for that to dry, and then now I have to go find the paint, and then now I have to wait for that to dry or put a couple coats of paint on depending, and then now I have to go get a top coat, and sometimes the top coat doesn't, go on right. You know what I'm saying? Like you can see streaks or you can see, this helps a lot with that though. It's still a process I will do on pieces, but when you find and something like this, you're like, oh my gosh, it's a game changer. It's a game changer. Okay, thank you, Angie. She has used Dixie Belle chalk paint on metals. I don't want to tell you wrong, but I'm like, I swear it's fine on metals, just not the silk line. Okay. Nope, all in one. Is Helm? I have not all in one paint. I don't know. I have not tried that one either. Oh, Heirloom. Oh, I've heard of Heirloom. I guess I didn't know it was an all-in-one paint. So no, I haven't tried that. I have not tried the Dixie Belle Patina Sprays. Okay, so one thing about me and with the pieces that I'm doing, number one, if I'm doing them for my home, and most often if I'm flipping one to sell, I don't do a lot of the, what do I want to say? Extra. So in my home, right, it's pieces like this, like it's going to be pretty, it's going to be like painted or not painted if it's wood. It may be distressed a little bit, but I'm not doing anything really fancy. Like a glaze or a wax is where it's probably, I never say never, going to end for me, especially for something in our home. That's just the aesthetic and the style that I love for our home. Same for selling pieces. You definitely have a certain market no matter where you are when you're selling pieces. And so the pieces that do well for me are those kinds of pieces like I have here. Different colors, obviously, use different colors. But I have seen some people do some very colorful pieces, like 4 or 5 different colors on pieces. Bright pinks, blues, greens, yellows. That's probably not going to sell for me here. So I definitely, I have to and that's just what I enjoy doing too, just because I enjoy doing that for our home. So that's just kind of the, you definitely, when you start doing this, especially if you're doing it to sell, and even in your house, you're going to get like a style or kind of a look that you, like that's your go-to, that's what you're always going to do, that's what you're known for type of thing. And so, you know, I've seen people use like a, oh gosh, what do I, like, I do have transfers that I do want to try, but I don't know about on a piece of furniture. So yeah, so like all those extra things, you know, definitely you can do them, but for what I'm doing, either for our home or to sell, I'm going to be more kind of just kind of the, like what a piece would look like back in the day with like, you know, chipping or, distressing or just a painted piece that's just like a classic traditional piece, those kinds of things. That's what I'm doing. So I have not tried the Patina Sprays. Have you tried them, Andrea? Do you like them? And it's the Patina Sprays. I guess, let me know what you're talking about, because I don't want to, something that I'm spraying on too, I feel like I don't have a lot of control over it. So that's why I know a lot of people love to spray furniture, and it is the best. There's a lot of cleanup with your sprayer and all of that. You do get a great finish, but I like a brush because I feel like I have more control. This whole control thing I'm learning. And so the same thing with like the top coat when I'm putting it on with this or a brush or whatever I'm doing, a roller, depends on what I'm doing, but I just have more control over it. And I feel like I can, you know, it can't get out of hand too fast or too quickly when I've got control over what I'm doing. Oh my gosh, that's just the truth. Oh my gosh. Okay, painting pieces that were my own, that or my grandparents, the pedestal table I've painted, the table several. That's the same thing I do, so that's good. So I've changed many painted things over and over. I'm going to do something in our back porch. I'm going to paint it over. The secretary was in my house fire and is a bit scarred, considering wallpaper for the back part of the shelves. That would be really pretty. I've done that too on the back of bookshelves. So yeah, that would be really pretty. Okay, that was it. I just wanted to share my order, talk about this new paint that I'm really loving. I left the link to the paint and the sponges up above. And I will leave the link to the salve. Actually, if you go back, last week I did a whole video about the salve on my on my Facebook page, and I shared what it does to metal and what it does to wood. And all the links to the salve is in there, so if you can check that out, it's all over there. Has anyone tried the Plaster Paint Company paint? See, I love this. This is a community. You're asking like everybody here. I love this. So far, I've only used Annie Sloan. Okay. Has anybody used Plaster Paint Company paints? There's so many paints out there. I do have some Annie Sloan they sent me. Oh, okay, Andrea. I have not tried them yet. The Patina Sprays. Oh my gosh, one of the effects it creates is like when copper ages to a green tone. Okay, Andrea, I have a blog post about this. I need to send it to you. So I use, it's like the simplest process ever. It's not Dixie Belle, but that process, it's another one of those things, like these products I found, and I'm like, why isn't everybody doing this? And literally, when I first started doing it, I looked all around for everything that I could do it on. And it's so easy. You can't mess it up, and it turns out every single time. Like literally you can, okay, so I got to get you that. I'm going to leave a link to that blog post to show you this stuff. And yeah, so it is, there's like a spray and then there's a paint and then you, oh my gosh. And then it's like that perfect patina, like aged, yes, copper and like rust there is. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm glad you said what it is. So I will definitely get you that. Thank you, Janet. Thank you for being here, because I love that stuff. And it's what I love. Again, it's that it's easy to use. you can't screw it up. Like there's been times when I've done it and then I just paint over something. I'm like, oh, that's a little too much. I'll paint over it a little bit with the paint and then squirt it again. And then it's like perfect. So it's so like, you don't have to be, you know, have been DIYing for years and know how to do this. So I will get you that for sure. Okay. If you're watching this on replay later, let me know. Just put in there #replay. Thank you so much for sharing. Yes, Melissa. Yeah, I was going to say, does anybody have any other questions before I get off? Yes, 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 yes. I love these questions. Have I ever painted tile? Yes, it's doable. You should definitely do it if you're looking for an inexpensive way to like update a bathroom or a kitchen. We've actually painted bathtubs with great success. So Melissa, I will come back in and I will leave you a link to that. I will tell you, it's one of the processes that you need a well-ventilated area. It's a process that I can help, like, what do I want to say? Like, get it ready, prep the areas. I can do all that. I can clean. But when the paint and stuff comes out, I need to exit the building, and Matt does it. I don't know if anybody else is like this, but like Sharpie markers or like stain, like the smells from those will give me like an instant headache. And so anything that's like even above a Sharpie marker smell, like that kind of smell, do you know what I mean? Or like a stain smell, it's like, I'm out. Like I just know I'm out. So I will definitely give you the post to that. Yes, have done it, would do it again. So yes. Debbie, I have used Fusion. I have used Fusion mineral paint as well. I did like that paint. Want to try Dixie Belle. I used your patina process. It was easy. Love that. Yeah, give Dixie Belle a try for sure. Janet, I'd like to know how to get the old looking, okay, patina on copper too. Yes, and I have a video on that too. I wonder if that's in the blog post or if that's just on my YouTube channel. I will get, maybe what I'll do, you guys, is I will like do another comment. That's not like the correct way to say it, but I will put another comment in with the link for the copper. And I'll put a link for the salve as well, but the salve, if you go back to my live video last week, I actually have the full video of what it does on. It's amazing stuff too. So, yeah. So is that it? What's that? Okay. The copper, the tile, and the salve. Are those the 3 links I need to put in here? Does anybody have any other questions? I should write myself a note. If I missed that, I shouldn't forget that. There's 3 things. Just remember there's 3 things. Okay, I'm going to hop off here. I will get you those links. Try out the silk paint. I left the links in the description for the paints I shared today and the blue sponges. They're $3. Get them in your toolbox. They're just a good little thing to have. So, okay, guys, thanks for being here. Thanks for interacting. Thanks for sprinkling. I appreciate it so much, and I will talk to you guys really soon.